Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Skittles here with another Clash-ins video, and today I'm gonna be telling you guys about the time I was punched in the face by a homeless person. Yes, punched in the face by a homeless person. It really did happen. It's a true story. So in the background, I'm gonna have a ton of raids going on and some great loot, such as this one. And the next one is even crazier. And so some great raids, and I think I have a war raid at the end or something. But anyway, let's get into the story, shall we? Shall we? Shall we? Shall we? Yes, we shall. Okay, so let's see. How old was I? I was about 10, and it was summer. And my family and I were taking a summer trip down to Washington, D.C. Now, I was pretty pumped for a few reasons. It was my first time ever going to Washington, D.C., and on top of that, the family were visiting. Uh, well, I had a pretty big crush on the girl. But anyways, that has nothing to do with the story. So, I was also excited just to go down and see everything in Washington, D.C., all the museums and monuments and, you know. So, we get there, and it's our first day, and, we pack our day. I think we see the White House, we walk down the streets, visit a couple of museums, and then we, are ending our day, going to the Washington Monument. So, before our visit into the Washington Monument, I had to go to the bathroom. And outside of the Washington Monument, there was a public bathroom. So, and this was not the fanciest bathroom in the world. In fact, it was like pretty much an outhouse that had grown and had stalls and had graffiti on the wall, and it was not pretty. But when you gotta go, you gotta go. So, I went into the bathroom and, took a seat, and yeah. And let's see, I was about halfway done, and a guy walks in. Oh, and a big detail I left out was that this bathroom was so cheap that the door didn't even have a lock on it. So, I don't want the door just to be wide open while I'm taking a dump, so I had my feet up. If you can imagine this, I had my feet up straight, holding the door while I was sitting on the toilet. So it was like a yoga posture or something, and holding the door shut. So a guy walks in and comes to my stall, and he knocks on the door to my stall. I remember saying, just a minute, I'm almost done. And he keeps pounding on the door. So, at this point, I started to get a little nervous. It was weird. I didn't know what was going on. What was wrong with this dude? And, uh, and then he started cussing and threatening me. Threatening to open the door, like, right now. And he was just saying all sorts of cuss words. And, so somehow, I kept hold of the door shut. Well, I got up and wiped and uh, and then opened the door, and I remember he pulled his hand back. So at this point, I didn't I didn't do anything because I thought it was some sort of joke or something. Like, why would this random person just pull their hand back like he was about to punch me? So I didn't duck or anything. I think I like laughed or something a little bit, like let a little giggle, and it seemed like a minute before he actually punched me. But really, probably like 2 seconds where his hand was back. And then he brought it forward, and he punched me in the face. And I remember this guy, he was, from what I saw, I only saw a couple seconds of him, but I remember him I remember that he was short, only a little taller than me at the time, but he was ripped, and I remember he had a bunch of tattoos. Uh, so then after that, I kind of went black. I flew back, I guess. From what I heard, I flew back and I landed on the toilet, actually. Um, and then I got up and I walked over to him and I punched him back in the face. And down he went. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't do that. I was just sitting on the toilet. I was pretty out. My face was bleeding. My nose was bleeding. I could kind of see the guy walk away, and you'd think he'd like start running or something, but it was weird. He just got up, walked to the sink very casually, spent a while washing his hands. Um, he he didn't seem to be in a rush or anything. He walked out, and so by this time, my mom was worried, so she sent a guy in to look for me because I'd been in the bathroom for a while. The guy found me laying there on the toilet, all bloody, and then some way or another, they realized that it was the guy who just walked out of the bathroom had punched me, and I mean, it was probably pretty obvious. So my mom came in and kind of pulled me out of the bathroom, got me out of the bathroom, and then my mom and stepdad went and followed the guy. So the guy was just walking. He wasn't running. He was just walking down the road. So by now, a few people had called 911, and it was getting pretty crazy. The rest was kind of a blur, but within a couple minutes, there were 2 fire trucks, ambulances all over. There was probably 5 police cars, and people interviewing, the police interviewing people on what they had seen. So the guy ended up getting arrested, and it turns out, which was kind of weird, that the guy wanted to get arrested. He was homeless, and living in jail would have been better than just living on the streets with no food or shelter. So, anyways, he did get arrested and thrown in jail, and everything got cleared up, and that was that. But anyways, hope you liked the video and found this story interesting. Was pretty crazy. So yeah, don't forget to leave a comment, like, and please subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys. Until next time.